Buying gloves. By Nankichi Niimi. A cold winter arrived from the north, reaching even the forest where a mother fox and her child lived. One morning, the young fox tried to step out of the den but suddenly cried out, clutching his eyes, and tumbled back to his mother. "Mom, something's stuck in my eyes. Please take it out, quickly," he pleaded. The mother fox, startled, hurriedly and carefully pulled the child's hand away from his eyes, but there was nothing there. Stepping outside the den, she finally understood what had happened. During the night, a thick layer of pure white snow had fallen. The morning sun shone brilliantly on the snow, reflecting a dazzling light. The young fox, having never seen snow before, mistook the intense reflection for something piercing his eyes. The young fox went out to play. As he dashed around on the soft, cotton-like snow, the powdery flakes scattered like splashes, briefly forming small rainbows. Suddenly, behind him, there was a terrifying noise. Thud! Thud! Whoosh! And a shower of powdery snow, like breadcrumbs, fell over him. Startled, the little fox rolled and tumbled 10 meters away. He turned back to see what had happened but found nothing there. It was just snow cascading down from the branches of a fir tree. Through the gaps between the branches, fine threads of white snow were still trickling down. When the young fox returned to the den, he held out his wet, crimson-colored hands to his mother and said, "Mom, my hands are so cold. They're stinging." The mother fox blew warm breath onto his hands and gently wrapped them in her own. "They'll warm up soon. When you touch snow, your hands warm up quickly," she said. But she worried that her dear child might get frostbite. So, she decided to go into town at night and buy a pair of woolen gloves that would fit his little hands. Night fell, spreading its dark shadows over the fields and forests like a large furoshiki wrapping cloth. But the snow was so white that no matter how much darkness covered it, it still glowed faintly. The silver-furred fox mother and child stepped out of their den. The young fox nestled under his mother's belly, peeking out with round, blinking eyes as they walked. Before long, a single light appeared in the distance. The young fox noticed it and asked, "Mom, do stars fall to such low places too?" "That's not a star," the mother fox replied, her steps suddenly faltering. "That's the light of the town." Seeing that town light, the mother fox was reminded of an unpleasant memory. Once, she had gone to town with a friend, only for that friend to try and steal a farmer's duck. The farmer spotted them, and they were chased relentlessly. They barely escaped with their lives. "Mom, what's wrong? Let's go," the young fox urged from beneath her belly. But the mother fox could not bring herself to move any further. In the end, she decided to send her child into town alone. "Show me one of your hands," she said. She held the little fox's hand for a moment, and it turned into a small, delicate human hand. The young fox opened and closed his hand, pinched it, sniffed it, and examined it in the snowy light. "It feels strange, Mom." "What is this?" he asked, staring intently at his transformed hand. "That's a human hand. Now listen carefully. When you go into town, there will be many human houses. Look for one with a round sign hanging outside, that's the shop you need. When you find it, knock on the door and say, 'Good evening. a human will open the door slightly. When that happens, slip this human hand through the gap and say, "Please give me gloves that fit this hand." Do you understand? Never, ever show your other hand, she instructed. Why not? The young fox asked. Humans won't sell gloves if they know you're a fox. Worse, they might catch you and put you in a cage. Humans are very frightening creatures. You must never show this hand, the mother fox emphasized, holding out 2 silver coins and placing them into his transformed hand. With that, the young fox set off, toddling through the snowy field, heading towards the lights of town. The single light in the distance became 2, then 3, and soon 10. The little fox watched in wonder, thinking that lights, like stars, came in red, yellow, and blue. At last, he arrived in town. But the houses had all shut their doors, and only warm light streamed from their high windows, illuminating the snow-covered streets. However, small electric lamps still shone above the shop signs. The young fox carefully examined them, searching for the sign his mother had described. There were signs for bicycles, glasses, and other things, some freshly painted, while others were worn and faded. But having never been to town before, the little fox had no idea what these signs meant. Finally, he found the hat shop. Just as his mother had described, a large black silk hat sign hung above the entrance, illuminated by a blue light. The young fox knocked on the door. "Good evening." Inside, there was a faint rattling sound, and soon, the door creaked open just a crack, casting a long strip of light onto the snowy road. The little fox was momentarily dazzled by the brightness. In his confusion, he made a mistake. He reached out the wrong hand. The very hand his mother had warned him not to show. "Please give me gloves that fit this hand." The hat shop owner was surprised. A fox's paw had appeared through the door, asking for gloves. He immediately suspected the fox was trying to pay with leaves disguised as money. "Give me the money first," he said. The young fox obediently handed over the 2 silver coins he had been clutching. The shopkeeper placed them on his fingertip and tapped them together. A clear chink-chink sound rang out. These weren't leaves. They were real coins. Satisfied, the shopkeeper took a pair of woolen gloves from the shelf and placed them in the fox's paw. The little fox thanked him and began his journey home. Mom said humans are scary, but they weren't scary at all. He saw my hand and didn't do anything, the little fox thought. But now, he was curious. What did humans actually look like? As he walked past a window, he heard a human voice. What a gentle, beautiful, soothing voice it was. "Sleep, sleep, in mother's arms. Sleep, sleep, in mother's hands." Buying Gloves by Nankichi Niimi. The little fox thought that the singing voice must surely belong to a human mother. After all, when he went to sleep, his own mother fox would gently rock him with a voice just as kind. Then, a child's voice followed. "Mom, on such a cold night, the little foxes in the forest must be crying, 'It's cold, it's cold, don't you think?'" Then, the mother's voice responded. "The little foxes in the forest must be listening to their mother's lullabies and trying to sleep inside their dens. Now, you should go to sleep too. Let's see who falls asleep first, you or the little foxes in the forest. I'm sure you will fall asleep first." Hearing this, the little fox suddenly missed his own mother very much, and he dashed off towards where she was waiting for him. The mother fox was anxiously waiting for her little one, trembling with anticipation. When she finally saw him return, she hugged him tightly against her warm chest, overcome with relief and joy. The two foxes made their way back to the forest. The moon had risen, making their fur glow silver, and their footprints cast cobalt blue shadows on the snow. "Mom, humans aren't scary at all." "Why do you say that?" "I accidentally showed my real paw instead. But the hat shop owner didn't try to catch me. He gave me these nice, warm gloves." Saying this, he clapped his mittened hands together. His mother gasped, "Oh my!" Then she murmured to herself, "Are humans truly kind? Are they really good creatures?"